Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going, everybody? So, yeah, I'm kind of just like, maybe give, oh, you're right, I was supposed to like tweet about this, hold on. Cool, just kind of waiting for people to kind of trickle in a little bit. I see the whole crew's here, as usual. What's up, Roger, Brett and Steve, Matthias, Daniel, Greg, U-Haul. Well, what's up, Joseph? How's it going? Matthias, I saw you. I saw you donating to the during the stream earlier. That was great, man. I'm sure it was for a good cause. Cool. What's up, Todd? Yeah, so I'm going a little crazy with all the cameras, but I'm also kind of having fun with it because it's like, why not? I don't know. What else am I gonna do? I'm just sitting at home like everybody else. Right, so we have like the wide angle, but also have like this top angle now. Because I mean, it's not a replacement for like the screen, but I wanted to at least give a sense of like what I'm doing on the computer, you know? Because I'm having issues with like OBS, like this session is like somewhat intense. So like adding OBS on top of that is like kind of tricky. Oh, and thank you. Glad you guys liked the room service set. I mean, I'd kind of already mentioned it on stream, but like that was like pre-recorded, you know. So like I done that I think last weekend. You know, they wanted it like a couple days earlier. Basically, it's because so they can't, so they're not dealing with like people like, you know, dealing with connection issues and like all this stuff. So for the most part, these festivals are pre-recorded, but it was still kind of like done like all in one take. So it was still fun. And it was kind of cool to like, you know, follow along with the comments and whatever. Okay. Evelyn, what's up? Good evening. What have I been up to today? Well, a set earlier, which I just kind of watched with everybody else. But yeah, just kind of like hanging out. I have to turn off text messaging on like all my devices, otherwise it's just constant. Okay, so happy Friday. I am going to yeah, I'm just gonna kind of get into it. Joseph, yeah. So like it takes a second for people to kind of trickle in. So, but it's also not nearly as big as like the previous stream or the last one that I did today. So it's all good. But anyway, I'm gonna dive into some music and yeah. I'll leave some leave some questions and I'll get to them. Yeah, people were like spamming like F's in the chat for Bo, I think. What's up, guys? How's it going? Okay, so first of all, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. I'm going to explain the setup because there was already some questions about it. So, yeah. Let me just get scroll back here. Okay, they're already kind of piling it. Okay. Thank you. Glad you guys like the set. Happy Friday. Okay, so I think I figured out what's happening. The sound that you guys are hearing is like, I think whenever I get like a donation or something like that, like there's like a kind of a loud sound. I need to. I'm not gonna do that right now, but I need to like figure out how to lower that. So hopefully you guys don't mind for this one. Okay, Timothy, 2 weeks to the album dropping, feeling nervous, or are you used to it? You know, it's sort of like a nervous excitement. I'm not nervous and like, oh no, I hope people like it. You know, it's more like no, I'm like stoked. I'm like ready for it to be out. You know, I've kind of been, I really finished the album in December, so like I've kind of been sitting on it. And you know, obviously it begs the question is like, why not release it right away? But it's like an album is so much more than just like the music. There's like all this other stuff that comes with it. You know, like marketing campaigns and all that fun stuff that doesn't matter. But you know, it helps. Basically, just want to make sure the album does as well as it possibly can. So you kind of have to hit everything. Okay. Looking forward to your next San Francisco show. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see. May 30th, probably not. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I haven't like announced anything formally, but like I'm just kind of waiting. You know, this question inevitably comes up in like every stream. It's basically like we're like all musicians, everybody in the music world is like kind of on the same boat. Like we don't know if we're allowed to play or when we will be. Obviously, as of right now, it doesn't seem very likely, but we have backup dates and we have all that stuff. So whenever we have like kind of everything ready to go, we'll like do like I'll do like a actual announcement about the tour postponement and whatever. But as of now, it's kind of like still don't know. Okay. Joseph, so this is how RAC makes all those remixes. No, actually, no. I guess this is kind of, maybe I'll jump into Sam's question from earlier. So this is a system that has been built from the ground up for live streaming. This is not a DJ set. It's not a live set. It's not really anything except it's for live streaming. So it's, I've taken elements from different projects that I've built. Basically the goal is to have like an improvisational system, so something that I can just create an arrangement on the fly, if that makes sense. And I'll explain these in a second, like what's happening. But basically, yeah, that's the idea, is to have something that's malleable, that I can just like bring things in, and there's a certain amount of like autonomy to the system where it's sort of jumping around different chords and maybe different melodies to keep it more interesting, you know. And yeah, I mean that was the idea. And just to give you some context of like why I'm doing this is because I don't know, I felt like with live streaming, like you can do a performance, which I did earlier today, well kind of, and like that's cool and it's great to do that stuff, but I don't think you can do that more than a couple times. Like you should really save those for like you know. And so like I figured I'd like take the, you know, like what's good about live streaming. It's like interacting with people and like, you know, talking through stuff, like taking questions and like just hanging out, you know. So this is my attempt to create something that's musical, that's like interactive, and also this is a fun project for me because I'm continuing to develop this, you know, stream by stream. So for those of you that follow this can kind of see that its progression over time. And I actually have like a version in one of the corners where it's like version 0.1. So that's you know, that's what that means. Okay, so quickly, let me explain to you what's happening. So this is drum tracks. These are just like a bunch of different samples, some 909s with Addicted Drums 2 and a whole bunch of drum loops from a bunch of remixes that I've put out throughout the years. So, you know, Lindstrom, Lana Del Rey, Two Door Cinema Club, Washed Out, like all this stuff. And it all just kind of plays and shuffles in the background. Like, all I have to do is really just like turn it up. And something kind of, usually something works, you know? So I just want to be like upfront about like how much autonomy is actually happening here, because there is some, but it's not completely autonomous. And in the same note, there's a bass, like just like a, you know, a bass line that's being run by this TB03 over here. It's technically 2 bass lines, but we don't need to get into that. Okay, so that's the bass, and then the JU06. And all of these tracks have like effects throws, so I can be like, which has like a lot of, it's sort of like always in the background, and I can just quickly like, gives it like kind of like a very airy feeling. So I like that for separating it, and also just to create some variation, you know. Okay. And on the same note, there's this one, the JP08, which this is running, yeah, it's mostly chords. Right now it's running an arpeggiator, but usually it's chords. And I have also filters on all of these, but also filters on the actual synths, obviously. Sometimes it's just easier to like filter it down this way, if that makes sense. Okay, and then some samples. So this is like from different remixes. So like strings from Fever, from Heavy, some Porter Robinson stuff, Fever, Sigur Rós, yeah, Home, Cheap Sunglasses. And this is always kind of in flux. I'm always like adding stuff to it. My Feel Good remix. Okay, and then on this one, it's like, oh, what is it? Oh, this is like just, it's pulling MIDI from the JU06, and it's just a Mellotron contact library. And then there's like the vocal samples. So this is where, yeah, where I can just like throw in a bunch of different vocal samples. Right now, this is Pink and Blue. Just like a background vocal part that's pitched up. And then this is from my Porter Robinson remix. And I also have some like effects like that, if that makes sense. Oh, and I think I also have, this is new. I'm still kind of fine tuning this, but I have some guitar stuff, which I may play with that a little bit later. This is from another stream, I think the last one where I did, yeah, where I did like more acoustic guitar stuff, or nylon guitar stuff. So it's just like, right now this isn't really doing a whole lot, but I can filter it if I need. Alright, let's stop that. Okay, hopefully that sort of explains it. I'm trying to think of like what's new compared to last time. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but I would say maybe the new thing is like I wrote a lot more melodies for it. So there was a question about Cthulhu. I'm probably not going to use Cthulhu on this one because I'm still kind of ironing out some stuff there, but I have this I wrote a bunch more stuff, so it shouldn't get as stale. Okay. Okay, what other avenues of life or arts do you take inspiration from? I mean, I definitely like photography and film, especially. I love film. And yeah, I mean, those are kind of the two main ones. Cool, thank you. Glad you liked the room service set. That was fun. Brenton, Sweater and Next to You from the past streams have really getting me through. Thank you so much for these streams, dude. No, thank you for being here, and thank you all for being here. I appreciate it, especially after I already streamed today. Yeah, no, it's no, I appreciate that. I am very stoked to kind of get those out. It's funny because I don't think you guys have actually heard like the full version, so I don't know. I am really excited for you guys to hear it. Speaking of which, I to shout out the Patreon too, but doing like a I think on May 1st, I'm gonna do like a pre-album stream basically. So, but it'll only be for Patreon members. So just a heads up. A lot of you already are, so like it's chill. If you don't want to be a part of the Patreon, we're doing a whole day of streaming on the actual album release day, so you don't have to if you don't want. Cool. Oh, what's up, Wilk Chamberlain? Thank you. Overhead camera's cool. Good. Yeah, this isn't that camera isn't really meant to be like a replacement for like the Ableton cam, whatever. But it's just OBS is like too intense right now. I gotta figure something out. Greg, so what is our tea this year? It's still Dandy Blend. So if you is that a tea? I don't know. Kind of tastes like it. Okay, Daniel, are these still Cthulhu-generated patterns? They sound excellent. No, so right now they're not. I'll mention it if I switch to. Yeah, that was probably like a loud message there. What is that? Oh, I think it's a Patreon. Cool. No, so these are I wrote them basically in the key of C, whatever, and they're just kind of randomized. They're just kind of moving around. Let's see what else. Okay, audio 1010. I figured, but like I wasn't at the time. I wasn't sure like what was going on. Okay, I'm always like so slow at getting to these, but I'll try to be quick today. What's the really cool looking stuff directly in front of your desk next to the award? Wait. I'm actually not sure what you're talking about. What desk do you actually mean? Do you mean anyway? Yeah. See if you can try to explain that because I don't know what you're talking about. P.S. I've started deep diving into Luna now. I have a really strong feeling after some stability updates that it'll be a strong contender for Pro Tools. The virtual instruments are so worth the time. That's cool. That's good to know. So yeah, Luna's really interesting. I mean, like it's not like Universal Audio is like some small little company. It's like they are one of the major players in the audio world, and for them to come out with a DAW is actually like, you know, at first people were like, oh, I don't know, like why are you doing that? But like, you know, the more seamless it seems to be. I haven't actually like really spent much time with it, so I can't speak to it. But even though I did the like, you know, the premiere song for it, but yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I definitely want to check it out. Gianti Cool Audio School. Okay, Trey, I know you've covered the equipment on the desk before, but can you give any info background on the equipment behind you? Maybe covered in the past stream. Let's see, let me see if I can change that volume. Okay, I'm lowering the volume of the alerts. Hopefully that helps. Okay, so this is basically my gaming computer. That I use for streaming, basically, and it's also playing Rick and Morty, but don't tell YouTube. And this is a whole bunch of like preamps and like stuff like that. Actually, if you want like a deep dive into like the equipment lists and like stuff like that, I actually did do like I did like a video, like a studio tour video, which I go like there's a lot more specifics about like the equipment and stuff like that. So that might be easier, and there's like links to check it out too. So. Okay, finally Finally catching. Well, no, I'm not catching up. Never mind. Okay, give me a second here. I still can't find it. Okay, I think this is it. Dylan, okay, what's the process of coming up and recording the vocal tracks? Okay, usually I am, I work on the instrumentals and then I send them off to different, like a whole bunch of different people. And I'll give them like maybe like 4 or 5 different tracks and just, yeah, like see what comes back basically. It's mostly done remotely. It's not like a crazy, you know, intense process. Happy Friday, Lewis. What's up? Joseph, can you do Imagine Dragons Thunder remix? No, probably not. Definitely not with this setup. Evelyn, favorite food? Good question. Perhaps, I mean, this is so basic. I don't know. It's not that interesting. Like pizza or Thai food? I don't know. When did you fall in love with cats and why? So I grew up with dogs, and I love dogs, but yeah, I've like always wanted cats. I just think they're like really funny, and they have a lot of personality. So, especially these two. So yeah, I don't know. Cool. Okay, I hope better than the mix mag earlier this afternoon. It was whack. Yeah, you complain a lot about the mix mag stuff. Like maybe they need to get their stuff together. I don't know. Okay, Todd, I love the new video for Carefree. Thank you. Out of all your videos, do you have a favorite? You know, actually, I'm not saying this one is my favorite, but like, cause I like most of pretty much all my videos, but obviously, but there was one video we actually did a video initially for Tear You Down, which is completely different. Actually, Alex was actually in it, and it was like it was pretty fun, but like some drama at the label, and it got canned, even though we spent so much money on it. I was pretty bummed about that. That's why I bring it up. So maybe one day it'll see the light of day, but I don't know. Joseph, I feel bad that you only have 50k subs. Should have more because your remix is awesome. No, dude, I'm stoked to have 50k. Like that's not like I've been in this game for long enough that to know that like those numbers really don't mean a whole lot, because there's actually like a whole massive amount of people that don't engage with social media and don't care, but just listen to your music. So like that's kind of like, you know, not to say that I don't care about like subs or whatever, but it's just like the like I'm good at either way, you know, like, but I don't know, like it would be cool to have more of an audience on YouTube, but it's also like, I don't know, I have much bigger audiences in other places, but you know, this seems like the most logical outlet for this type of content, you know. So I'm chilling. I'm good. What's up, Alex? Welcome from room service. When did you record your session that aired today? I recorded that last week, actually. I recorded it over the weekend. Yeah, so all the sets from that were pre-recorded, which is kind of like, it's not my favorite thing. Like if we're gonna do live streaming, let's do live streaming like this, you know. But with that said, with that festival format of like multiple bands, you know, whatever, like artists playing back to back, like it makes a lot of sense to just like not deal with connection issues and like all this stuff. It would be a nightmare. So I understand why they do it, you know. Roger, cool. Glad you like the new camera setup. Software version. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep it like so you guys can follow along as well. Sam, okay, does it automatically progress through the drum samples, or do you cycle control the knob? Right now it's set to automatically change everything, I think like 8 bars or 16 bars, something like that. But it's only the loop underneath. So like, it stays somewhat consistent, and then, I don't know if you're hearing that difference, but it's a subtle thing. Emily, what's the new camera? I still think I like the nifty 50-bit angle best. Yeah, no, I'm kind of experimenting. This is like a crazy, like old school, like lens from the 70s, Vivitar. It's 135 millimeter, but it's on a mirrorless camera, so it's like super intensely close. But I figured, I'd change it up, and since there's so many other angles, like I can do like one close up, Okay. What is that controller mixer controlling levels? This is the Launch Control XL, and it's all taped up, but I think it's like a similar one, maybe just Launch Control. Have you thought about creating your own music production course? I mean, the idea is like crossed my mind, because I know it can be like, well, I guess let me put it this way. It's like, obviously, like it would be very time consuming, so I would hope to get something out of that, like financially. But with that said, like I also really want to make sure that I'm like giving good information and like make sure it's like super high quality. So I'm kind of like, I'm interested in it, but it's also, I don't know. It's like, if I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do it right, is my point. I will say, I mean, it's obviously a little more laid back, but again, Patreon, whatever, we do like music production stuff in there. So Sam, so everything is pre-mixed. So like pretty much everything is sidechained to the kick. You can hear the ducking and like everything. Yeah, the one thing with this lens is that if I put my hand here, it like covers it all up, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. I structure my controls based on how you want to play around. Yeah, basically, I just like, actually all these, it's all labeled, but it's all incorrect. Like I just memorized it basically. It's not that complicated. Yeah, Patreon represent. What's up, Steve? Steve in the house. I was stoked to see. I think somebody donated it and I missed it, so I apologize for that. But hopefully I see your question. Hey, Bo. Hey, buddy. I'm not gonna pick him up because this way he'll kind of like hang around here a little bit more. Yeah. Hey, Kelly, what's up? How's it going? Oh, glad you like changed the story. Yeah, it's the new song that's out. Came out on Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah, it's like super funky, and like I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing that came together like pretty naturally, and like I hired a friend of mine to play horns, and I don't know, I felt like he kind of killed it. Like he's really good. Sam, okay, how many melodies did you write playing? So as of right now, I'd say maybe, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, about 13. I can actually look this up. 12, yeah. 12 as of, well, 12 for the Juno, and then like maybe like 10 for the chords. Well, maybe like 15 for the chords. Okay. Lost my place again. Here we go. Okay, I think I found it. Oh, you must be talking about the modular stuff. Yeah, that's like a whole, that's a whole video. That's, yeah, it's a modular synth tower, basically. But there's a couple other toys in there, you know. Okay, maybe you're asking about like the TR-808. You know, actually, like again, I think I have to sort of reference that studio tour video just because it's like so much better. Like you can see like exactly what every item is and stuff like that. It's probably like I can't really move cameras right now, so I would check that out. Cool. Oh, okay. Now I got to it. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. When you. Oh right. I was supposed to upload that Lumen track. I'll do that. Thanks. Oh wow. Okay. Freddie, your music helped me to break a 25-year addiction to opiates. Now I have my wife and children again, so I want to thank you. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. That's wild. Well, first of all, congrats to you. I guess. Like, I mean, you did that. You know, maybe I helped in a minor way, but you know, that's amazing. Congrats. Yeah, 25 years. That's a long time, and glad that things are back on track. But I guess I think that it's probably like a pretty difficult thing to do. So yeah, I don't know. I think all I can say is like best of luck and thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, congrats to Freddie, everybody. Favorite restaurant in Portland, Oregon. It's kind of ironic now that nobody can go out. Favorite though. There's a lot of good stuff. It kind of depends on the type of food, but like, I went to, I mean, like for sushi, I love bamboo sushi. I'm trying to think of like what. There's this new place called Fish and Rice, like up near, like Northwest. Yeah. More will come back to me. It's like it's funny because like it hasn't really been on my mind at all because like we've been stuck inside forever. Freddie, yeah. Oh, thank you. He said, I'm in tears right now. I've never been more happier in my life, all because of his music. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Like, it's almost in a way like I come kind of like I'm like completely oblivious to any kind of impact or whatever this has because like I just do it here in my studio, like chilling and it's a way of expressing emotions, but like it's not like they're not super clear and different people react differently to them. So like it's fuzzy, I guess is my point. So like hearing that it has an impact on somebody's life and helps them is like it's pretty awesome, and I appreciate that. That's cool. Okay. Steve lurking in the shadows. Okay, Matt, favorite local artist in Portland, Oregon. You're one of my favorites in Portland. Thank you. Favorite artist in Portland. I'll go with like Big Wild, but there's a whole bunch of really talented people here. So I don't know. Daniel, yeah, the Patreon. Yeah, no, I put the little intro song that I have. I put that like in the. I put that in the Patreon. Steve, always watching at work, Love it. Big Gray Dog info on May tour and SFO or like, yeah, I mean, I kind of mentioned this early in the stream. We're kind of in the same boat as literally everybody else. We don't know. As of now, we do have backup dates. So like we have options to postpone, which to be honest is pretty likely. but nothing like official yet. You know, but pretty likely. Which is like really unfortunate because like I was really looking forward to this tour and like all this stuff, but yeah. The one and only Portuguese Grammy winner. Yeah, it's true. It's kind of wild. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even realize it at the time when I won. It was like I found out later, like through the news, basically through a tweet. Yeah, I found out I was the first Portuguese to ever win a Grammy through a tweet. That's kind of weird. Yeah, how's the notification, by the way? Is it like lower now? Hopefully that's better. Okay. More amazing tunes, please. Yeah, I know. I ended up doing. I'm just getting through the last of the questions, and I'm just gonna like. I'm going to. I'll get into some music in a little bit. Yeah. So Big Wild is I actually don't know him. It's funny. We live in the same city and we're on the same label, but we just don't know each other. I love his work though. I think he's great. Zach, hello from Singapore. What's up? Okay, I think I'm actually. It's been a second since I played some music, so I'm gonna do that for a little bit. But leave your questions, and I'll catch up to them in a bit. So right now I like changed chords basically. She's amazing. We actually, I think she's so good that we signed her to my label, and we actually are putting out her EP next week, which is crazy. But we have a couple singles out, so check them out. But she's also on the record too, so.
That's right, boy. And your double cuff jeans. No, you're not like the other guys. Ooh, I'm just sipping on my white wine. But when I lean in, you smell like vodka and crystal light. You look so good, look so good, look so good, look so good, look so good. In that turtleneck and your corduroy fit, it looks like an accident. You're so hard to read, you're cryptic. But when I lean in, we could kiss like the alphabet. You look so good in your turtleneck and your corduroy fit. It looks like an accident. You're so hard to read, you're cryptic. But when I lean in, we could kiss like the alphabet. You look so good in that turtleneck and your corduroy fit. It looks like an accident. You're so hard to read, you're cryptic.
Seems kind of low, right? Let's see seems a little better, right? So I have the ability to record these now, so again, that's sort of a new addition. Oh, stopping it is kind of annoying. Usually I'm a little more prepared for this part, but whatever. Hey, Bo. Sam, I don't understand the sidechain to the kick concept yet, but I love, but not I love, yeah, but I know it makes a difference. It's hard to, well, actually, let me just try to show you. I mean, what better opportunity than right now? Okay, so I'm gonna take like something that's really static, like this vocal sample. Here, actually, let me. Sorry. Okay, now I got it. Okay, you can probably hear like there's like some ducking happening, right? Let me turn off the kick and snare. See how that first, it's like flat, and then you add, sorry. It's a kind of a subtle thing, but like when done like throughout the process, like it's pretty powerful stuff. So the idea is that you have the kick and snare cutting through everything. So it just like brings everything kind of down, if that makes sense. Back from video chatting your parents? I don't know, dude. Steve, just waiting for some jams and I'll make my usual appearance. Steve in the house. All right, okay. I'm gonna text some friends. Need to get this to 100. Yeah. No, every once in a while we have a good amount, and like a lot of people like watch these after the fact, so it's like I'm not too worried about it. But I do appreciate y'all being here. Okay. How did you end up collaborating with Hilary Duff? So I worked with this guy Matthew Coma on a song called Cheap Sunglasses that came out in like 2014 or something like that, and we've sort of kept in touch because we worked on that song, and you know, we became closer much like a little bit later after that, but and he is married to Hilary Duff, so that's kind of how it happened, but yeah, I guess like he I was working on this Third Eye Blind cover, and with just Matt originally, and you know, we were just having fun with it, and like I guess he was like in the studio with her, and he like texted me, he was like, hey, is it cool if like Hilary jumps on this? I was like, of course, you know. Like, it's amazing. So yeah, she like sang the chorus and did a whole bunch of stuff on the bridge, and yeah, it's cool. Thank you again, Freddie, man. I appreciate that. Like that really means a lot, you know. And I'm sure it's like really cool for like people here to kind of hear that story as well. So, you know, thank you for sharing. Okay, what's the old thing you own from your lifespan besides your acoustic? Like any toy keepsakes or such? Oh, not really. Actually, musical instruments are the only thing I've really kept because they serve a purpose, you know. Yeah. Oh, Ralph, yeah, Screen Door is really good for breakfast. We're talking about Portland places. Yeah, Screen Door, Jam is another good one. Tusk, also very good. Pock was pretty good too, yeah. I'd vouch for all those. I keep losing my place. Do you use anything from, Sam, I don't hear notifications, never mind. Okay, do you use anything from Electron? No, I don't. I would like to. I think their stuff sounds great to me, but it's kind of pricey and it doesn't really fit my workflow, you know. I'm mostly like in the box kind of person. Like even though I have a lot of equipment, like I use Ableton as the center of everything. Oh, Chris. Okay, huge fan since Ellie Goulding. Lights remix. What do you listen to these days? Popstar camera mix here too. Yeah, yeah, keeping the cameras a bit intense. By the way, I've seen some of those donations come through, and I'll get to them in a second. I'm just like trying to make my way through these questions. Yeah, the Ellie Goulding, man, that was a while ago, but it was yeah, I had a lot of fun working on it, and I've met her. Like she was cool. She was nice. Timothy, feelings on working with friends and family. I work in a family business. I've had mixed experiences. Like I guess maybe my only experience like that was like working with the band, basically, like because they were all my friends, so that was kind of like working with my friends. I mean, like there was maybe a couple uncomfortable situations where you sort of had to lay down the law a little bit, like about stuff, but like, you know, trying to be professional about certain things. But like for the most part, it was very chill, and it's like out of 4 years, like that's pretty good odds. So, what's up, Katie? You made it. Sweater. All right, thanks, Joseph. Sounds like you already left, but see ya. Because Ralph, which song is this? I haven't heard it before. That was a sample from Sweater. It's a track off of my new album. Not the music, but the vocal sample. Zach, okay, Strangers and Master Spy soundtrack are fire yet emotional. Yeah, thank you. What about Ego? Does that one not count? It seems like you're singling that one out specifically. Like, do you have something to say? No, I appreciate that, man. I really do. Yeah, the Master Spy one is kind of funny because it's like, it's, you know, obviously meant for like a very intense like video game, but you know. Okay, I'm finally getting to this. Steve, thank you again. Steve supports on like he tips on like literally every stream, and I appreciate that so much. So, also I think it's 7 o'clock, so shout outs to the you know, essential workers and all that. Okay, Sam, really digging this iteration of this setup. Thank you. What song is this? Again, it was sort of just like, it was like just kind of improvised, but also like with a little snippet of a vocal off the new album. Looks like you guys are already answering all this, so thank you. Cool. Glad it's sounding better, Matthias. Sam, I feel like it's a good idea to record in case you like anything you generate. Yeah, I mean, I guess like in a way I'm recording it on these streams, so I can always refer back to it and like recreate it. Like, it's not hard. Actually, okay. Hey there. Greetings from India. That's amazing. Such beautiful music to wake up to. That's great. That's awesome. I actually I've played in India a couple times now, and I really loved it. It was like such a unique experience, and you know, it's wild now, like with all the travel restrictions, obviously, but like I have very fond memories of like sort of exploring Delhi and Mumbai and things like that. So I definitely enjoyed my time there. Cat, yes. Okay, Chris Levine, any plans for a reboot of the Infinite Music Generator? I crushed some work to that thing back in the day. So in a way, this is, well, first to answer your question, yeah, maybe I might bring it back, but I'm actually using a lot of those elements here in this stream where I'm, you know, it's different, but like I'm taking that sort of the random generative thing and sort of applying it to here, so I can like, so it kind of is always doing stuff behind the scenes, and I just like bring it in and out, you know, throughout the evening. Okay, thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. I'm only getting to the tips now, but thank you. Okay, the streams keep on getting better and better. The Guitar Corporation has been a cool change of pace. Hope everyone's having a good start to their weekend. Nice, thank you, Brian. Also, yeah, at this point you're pretty much contributing every stream, so thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, like this is meant to be like a work in progress, and you guys are a part of that. So, like, the live stream format is great because I want to talk about this stuff, talk about all the nerdy details of like stuff that I'm working on, so you guys can kind of hear it too. Because there are times where like some of this stuff can start to sound kind of the same. So like I'm always trying to make it a little more interesting. What's up, Sarah? Hey, Andre in chat. What's up, Ace? Caleb, hey, what's up, Andre? Love the live guitar riffs and seeing someone else wear the electric guitar nice and high. Yes, I love high guitar. Well, first of all, because I'm also sitting, but it's just better. It's just easier. It's just way better, I'm a fan, yeah. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Thank you. This makes me extremely happy. Yeah, I'm still catching up. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so you're, like that's cool that people are like listening to this like while they're working out or like something like that. That's awesome. Because it is like they're kind of long. I mean, not everybody has like 2 or 3 hours. But I appreciate y'all being here. I keep saying y'all as if I'm from Texas or something, but not. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. And thank you, Sid. I'm glad you finally made it to the stream. Volter, I can't live up to all this money. How am I gonna do modular? Yeah, modular is like you're gonna sink a whole lot of money into that thing, but it's fun. And don't worry about money. I try to answer all questions. I'm not it's not a prerequisite, but obviously tips are appreciated. Okay, Katie, I don't know anything about music production and love the music you make, and it's cool to see and hear about the process. Thanks for doing these streams. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, I understand that a lot of my audience is probably like more like recording oriented and whatnot, but I appreciate that. I try to make the stream also kind of friendly to everything. I don't want to like just like get into like nerdy EQ details or whatever. I don't know. Okay, Amanda, what's the house plants on your shelf? Those are up there because my cats eat them, and it's the only spot they can't get to. So that's pretty much it. Say hi to Bo. Oh, okay. Hey, buddy. Okay, he wants to go down. And now I am covered in fur. But what are they? I actually don't know. They are, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I got them at like IKEA or something like that. I have some plants, but they're like in another room. These are kind of like the ones that need to be away from the cats because I think they might be toxic. At least one of them. And the other one they were just eating all the time. So like you can see like the half of it is like completely just missing everything because they kept eating it. Hi, RAC. Holy Rollers is still one of my favorite whole albums. Thank you. Glad you like that. That one, yeah, the Holy Rollers, like that was like a movie I did way back in the day, and then put out the soundtrack to it. Yeah, no, thank you. I'm glad you like that. It's so old at this point. Like I think I did in 2009, so like I'm so kind of removed from it. I haven't seen the movie in a while actually. It was on Netflix for a while. Okay, Your Armistice by Phoenix. Maybe the biggest fan of you. Loved seeing you perform at BFT 2013 in Outside Lands. Yeah. The year at Outside Lands where I played 2 sets, actually 3 that day. It was like wild. So for those of you that, whatever, I maybe have told this story before, but basically we were booked to play Outside Lands on like a second stage, like later in the day, like 6 p.m. or something like that. But we went to the festival early, just like hang out and, you know, just kind of like, I don't know, just to see the other bands and whatever. And we get a call from my manager and he's like, hey, the festival wants you to play on main stage. And I'm like, wait, what? At first I was actually not that for it because they wanted to replace the sets, but I didn't want to do that because like literally everybody that wanted to see us was expecting us to play at 6, not at like 2 p.m. or something, or whatever it ended up being. I don't know. So I was like, I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to like lose our slot because then like people won't, you know, they'll miss it basically because the schedule will be all messed up. But basically the reason they gave us the set on main stage is because A Tribe Called Quest, apparently one of the dudes like missed his flight or something. Also, flying in day of a show, risky move, dude, you know, like, come on. I don't know, whatever, just my take. But yeah, we ended up playing, and they were cool with this, but I basically asked them, I was like, hey, can we do both sets? Like, because I want to play, I'll take the slot on main stage for sure. That's a huge opportunity, you know, but I also want to play the set that people were expecting. So they were cool about it. We actually ended up switching with Little Dragons, so we played Little Dragons during Little Dragon's set, and Little Dragon played instead of A Tribe Called Quest. So it was less pressure on that end too. But the festivals were like on the opposite sides of the ground, so we had to like quickly shuffle all of our gear from one stage to the other, and like some stuff was missing. It was like kind of an ordeal, but we did it. And then ended up doing a third set that evening. It was like a DJ set, but ended up doing that later. So that was a very busy day. Anyway, sorry, that was a long-winded story. How often do you and Pink Feathers jam together? Not too often, actually. But we could. There's no reason why. Oh, lost myself again. The boy, Ralph, the boy vinyl looks so beautiful. Yeah, I'm really stoked about it. It's like, there's two versions. One is like pink and white splatter, so it's like kind of a weird design, but then there's like the like pink glass, I think is the term, where it's like translucent pink. It's pretty awesome. Okay, play Johnny Cash. So I'm not playing tracks actually. If you caught the beginning of the stream, I'm basically just kind of like jamming on different things. I do have, I think, like a vocal, so maybe I'll throw it in a little bit. Actually, let me see if I have that. Did have it.
Never again. That was what you said. Because you loved a girl and she wrecked your head. Oh, you loved a girl and she left you dead. Cheap wine, watching VHS, singing Johnny Cash. I want the line. Oh, Johnny Cash, because you're mine. Bed on the floor, but not fall asleep. Instead of the window, cover me. Running through all days. Mixtapes and magazines.
It's also weird,
bitch. Things are the same, but Polaroids and lovable. Running through all days. Mixtapes and magazines. Now the things are the same, but young blood, first love. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. 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 Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
Okay. Okay, will you leave the stream up, like on your channel sometimes at Mr. Streams? Yeah, absolutely. Like all the streams are always like saved, so yeah, no worries there. You can always watch them later. I understand that this time isn't like convenient for a lot of people, so you know it's like there's never really like a perfect time, but like this is like good for me personally, like 6 p.m. Yeah, like you usually catch the East Coast as well. Maybe some people waking up in Asia. Kind of sucks for Europe, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, okay, the song that got me into you was the Airbrushed remix. I heard that in Little Big Carney. It was coming. I'm gonna shoot you. Yeah, no, that was a really fun one. I live near a train and it's like gone crazy right now. Cool. Yeah, the Airbrush remix. I still did that. That was so long ago, like 2009 maybe. Yeah, I remember that one had like live drums and like trumpet and stuff, so that was fun. What's the significance of the color pink in boy? There's no real meaning. I thought it was just kind of an interesting color to associate with that word. There wasn't like it wasn't like some kind of like statement or anything. It was just like I was trying to find like a cohesive like aesthetic for the whole thing, and it was actually I found a pink the image that is the cover of the album. I found that on its own, and then worked with the artist, and then he made a whole bunch of other stuff based around it. But basically, like, so I kind of found that color, and I thought it would work as an album cover. So it kind of found me, if that makes sense. Okay, Chris, sorry, last question. I'm actually a video nerd. Yeah, for sure. How much prep do you do before the live stream? How turnkey is the rig? I'll the only prep I do is really just working on it. So like I'll like add a feature or like mess around with something. It's really meant to be like sit down and just mess around. Like that's it. Like that's the whole point. Otherwise it wouldn't be that fun. If I had to like prepare, can you imagine like preparing like 2 hours of music? That's a lot. It looks like some of the other people like kind of like reply to you. Okay, but okay, Walter, how do you get in contact with Oxy? Sometimes it feels a bit distant working with it, and like they're blocking you out. The community definitely makes it a lot more bearable. I don't know. I mean, like I've kept in touch with Henrik from time to time, and but then again, like I have a pretty limited relationship with them. I did a pack for them a couple years ago, and I did like some talks and like stuff like that for them. But other than that, haven't really stayed too close in touch. Ponky, will this be weekly? I hope so. So in the top, is it here? Is this right? No, it's like, because I changed it. It's like over there. It's over there now. Okay. I am streaming on Monday on Facebook Live, and then Tuesday and Friday on YouTube. The schedule's right there. You can look at it. I might actually do like Monday. I might combine the Monday and Tuesday streams and just do it on YouTube. I don't know. The thing is, like, I have an audience on Facebook, so it's like, I like if I perform on there or do this on there, like people show up. So like I don't want to leave them out. But like if there's a way that I know there's a way to multi-stream, but like it's technically again like YouTube and Twitch don't allow you to. You can technically, but because I'm an affiliate, I can't. I have to specifically stream on Twitch. So because I have no audience there, I just don't. I mean, I'd like to, but it just hasn't grown. Okay, watch any new films this week? Have any recommendations? Honestly, I've been like super busy with the album stuff, but so I haven't really watched anything this week. But I will say, I guess like Parasite like won the Oscars. That's not that great of like a recommendation because it's pretty obvious. But I really enjoyed Parasite. I guess maybe check out some of the other stuff he's done, like The Host and Snowpiercer especially. Paul, okay, any fun stories from your design days? I'm a designer and I just love tuning in while I get work done. That's awesome. That's cool. I mean, honestly, like I never worked professionally. This was me just like having an interest in it, and and like in a way it's I've used it over the years because I do end up kind of designing a lot of social media stuff, but for the most part I never like worked with clients or like worked professionally, so I don't I don't really have a whole lot to say, except that I enjoyed Photoshop and Illustrator and all that stuff. But no, I have a great appreciation for graphic design though. I mean, I guess maybe you could say like, I'm thinking like on the album art and like literally every asset that's ever come out, like it's always approved by me. So like, even if I'm not working on it specifically, like I still have to kind of sign off on it. And there's been a couple like art things that maybe weren't up to par, but for the most part, I feel pretty good about it. Looks like you guys already answered because I'm so slow at getting to this. Oh, Ralph, okay, I'm buying the pink glass one from Target. Nice. Okay, Alex, I saw you at the Seattle show at Numos, then left a little early to catch a red-eye flight to get to a music festival in Atlanta. That sounds awful, actually. But, yeah, no, Numos is great. I love that venue, actually. Yeah, so it's funny because like I played a Zelda remix, if you want to call it that, but like I couldn't for the longest. So I set it up like forever ago, that song, and the file wasn't named, so I couldn't remember like if it was Super Mario or Zelda, and I think I like in the comments during the stream I was like Super Mario edit, and people were like, no, it's Zelda. I was like, oh, sorry, forgot. Oh yeah, so you could actually hear the train. That's cool. Oh, was the train in key? That's really funny, actually. Okay, Wiggles. When you started out producing music, were you ever frustrated with finding vocalists? Well, I wasn't trying to find vocalists right away, so it wasn't like a big deal, I guess. I wasn't that frustrated by it, but like, it's always a struggle. I mean, now, well, it's not so hard these days, but like, because there's sort of like, it's known, it's like common. But like when I put out that first album in like 2013, when I finished it in 2013 or whatever, I kind of like, it wasn't that common to have like producers and like have people feature. I mean, that it definitely existed, but it wasn't like it just wasn't as common to do like full albums that way. So that was kind of a struggle. You had to kind of like explain to a lot of people. It's like, no, I don't sing. It's like features on every, whatever. Oh, 5 a.m. in Kenya. Nice. Oh, cool. Looks like Parasite is on Hulu. Check it out. Oh, yeah, Devs. Okay, yeah, Devs, the new Alex Garland stuff. I mean, I love Alex Garland, like Ex Machina, and like, oh, it's so good. I need to check that out. Okay, I don't know if you know, but when you released your pack, it was the thing that got me into music. I have no packs but yours for over here. Oh wow, that's amazing. That's so cool. That's so cool that like you discovered it like through that was your path into it. Glad you could start your journey that way. That's awesome. That's really cool. Again, like sort of a project I just did. I sampled. Well, it came from this instrument. Some of it came from this one, and then some drum machine stuff came from over there. But yeah, Andrew Peck, I think you have a beautiful sense of musicality, melody, and that makes your music special. Thank you, appreciate that. I think of it more analytically. It's like there is a structure to it, if that makes sense. So there's like all these melodies that are in C, usually higher up in the register, and then you just add chords. And as long as the chords are in C, it kind of works. just keep adding stuff. But anyway, this isn't actually how I make music, but Steve, do you think you'll continue? Oh, I keep losing myself. Losing my spot here. Okay. Do you think you'll continue the streams after all this COVID stuff is over? Yeah, I definitely like to. You know, if anything, like, honestly, if this turns into more of like a consistent like kind of thing, or if like, you know, the numbers are like growing substantially or whatever, it's I mean, I don't think it would never replace live music or anything like that, but I don't tour a whole lot in general. So like this would be, I feel like this would be just like a cool kind of outlet for a while. It took like, I think the first live stream I did was in 2017, I think. And then it took me like 2 years to like get back around to it. And it was like in the middle of all the virus stuff, but it was, I was already interested in it before. So it wasn't like, you know, this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. So I think I'll keep doing it for sure. I mean, I don't think that's in question, but I might, if things get like super busy, I might have to like adjust the schedule, or maybe I'll have to take like a break if I go on tour, like stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I think I would definitely like to continue for sure. Volter, yeah. Yeah, crazy that you could do all that with like 2 packs. That's wild. Oh, what's up, Robotaki? Robotaki in the house. What is up? How's it going? Yeah, Preston, this is a... Yeah, let me get to the questions and I'll show you here real quick what I'm doing. Why don't you guys get into some questions, and I will I'll play a little bit of music so I can kind of show you guys what I'm working with here. Also, go check out Robotaki's new album. It's amazing, so you should totally do that. You want to drop a link? Or somebody drop a link? I don't know. instrument that you don't know but want to learn? Good question. So as much as I love violin, and well, actually no, I would like to learn like cello. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I should actually probably try to do it. But I think just learning a new instrument at this point is kind of annoying because I can already sort of, do stuff with other instruments. Okay. Have you ever considered remixing any of Vampire Weekend's work? Actually, yeah. So I think, I don't know really seriously how far this got along, but at one point in time, like very early on, I think to like 2008 or something like that, I almost did a remix off their first album, because they were friends with like Rah Rah Riot, and I had done some remixes for Rah Rah Riot, so they had some connection or whatever. Almost happened. I don't know why it didn't. Whatever, stuff happens. So, but I would love to, of course. And I got to work with Rostam as well, so kind of got to work with him, even though he had already left the band at that point. Okay, check out the movie The Extraction on Netflix. Oh yeah. I think I've heard about this. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Okay, Sam. Any controls to drop or raise octaves of melodies? Yes. So this is, I just have it on the synth itself. So I just switch it to, and you can also add a sub too, which gives it kind of a, whatever. And with this one I can also, like I have multiple octaves here, like so much to work with, like. Okay. Zan, what's up? Singapore. How would you describe your own sound? That's actually a really hard question, because I actually get asked it a lot, but I don't really have a good answer because, like, to me, it's just sort of what happens naturally. Like I'm not trying to be anything specific except what I like, and this is what I like. So it's sort of like self-reflection in a way. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say if I really had to like categorize it as a genre, like usually when we submit it in, on Spotify or whatever, it's under indie or electronic or pop or alternative pop or like something like that, if that makes sense. Okay. I'm so behind on these. I'm catching up. Okay, I gotta move through these quickly. Yeah, no, I'd love to play Australia, obviously. Okay, I'm gonna kind of skip through real quick. Maybe skip over some questions that were already answered, if that's all right. Yeah, that first live stream was insane. That was interesting because that was more of a prepared set, even though I like did some talking in between, and I should kind of revive that one because I still have it. I just need to like it's like 3 of these and this, so I'll do that more as like a performance and record it. Sky, is Carl Kling on the new album? You guys always make the best stuff. No, he's not, unfortunately. But Carl's a great friend, and I'm sure we'll work on stuff in the future. But yeah, nothing on this record, unfortunately. Evelyn, thank you for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. What's up, Robotaki? Sand, yeah. Whistle time. Sorry, I'm so delayed on these. Okay, Brian. Thank you again, Brian, man. I appreciate that. Tune time. The whistle's back. No, that's not the whistle. Never mind. The whistle. It just makes an appearance every time. Yeah, it's an Edward Sharpe sample. Okay, Ralph, how did you come to working with foreign artists like Temper Trap and Zia V? So Zia V was actually remixed by Andrew Mori. It was at the time he was part of RAC and he did that remix. I forget how it came about. I think it was just, I mean, like all these labels and like everything's pretty worldwide at this point. Like it's not that hard. It's not that difficult. Like if you have an audience, like especially if you have an audience in the US, like that's very desirable for other artists. Like, so like the fact that I have my strongest market is the US, like that actually really helps me with remixing because people want a piece of that basically, if that makes sense. And then I get to be creative. So it's sort of like, I somehow convinced other people to pay me to be creative. But I love it. Okay, Amanda. Love the vocals. Always a great sample selection from great alt-rock artists, yeah. The bit depth adjustment made me wonder if you have ever done it or would do 8-bit. I mean, I feel like I incorporate a lot of that into my sounds. I put out this song called Falling Hard a couple years ago. I mean, yeah, like 5 years ago. Which I felt was like very 8-bit inspired. So like, and maybe my Anamanaguchi remix is also kind of in that vein. Robotag, yeah. So this is like, it's all fully live. It's just, I kind of explained this in the beginning of the stream, but basically it's like, it's like a system built for live streaming. So yeah, so the camera's like everything. It's all just kind of like set up so I can just and I can just kind of do anything I want on the fly basically. And this is sort of like an iteration of like multiple things I've been working on throughout the years. So this is sort of just the version of that for live streaming. Because I used to do that. I'm not doing it so much anymore, but like my DJ sets used to be something based off of this, similar-ish, where I would improvise the arrangements on the fly. Oh, really? The cat was like staring at the camera. That's amazing. Oh yeah, so this sample. This is from Odessa. It's Say My Name. Do you have any live monitors in the room or just the headphones? I have to know your cats listen. I do have it like in my running. All of this is actually running through my main recording computer because this is not my main setup. So all of this is running through there. It's running through some processing, also through some compression in here. And then that's ultimately going into the live stream computer. Yeah, it's kind of overkill, I know. But yeah, so I have my monitors there, but like it's playing a little bit, but most of it's coming through the ears, through my headphones. Jewel, Angus and Julia Stone, great bands you'll love, and if you remix anything about it, this is my contribution. So funny you should mention that because I actually did a remix for Angus and Julia Stone, and I'm gonna do it. It's on Patreon. So yeah, I'm uploading sort of rejected remixes, and that was one of them. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, that's the thing. I find it hard to describe your sound too, but I'm sure lots would agree that we hear something of yours, we know it's yours. I think that's great. Yeah, no, like I'm kind of like aware of that sound or whatever it is, because it is something. The thing is, like, it's really hard for me to describe what that is or like even lean into it because I don't really know what it is. It's sort of like this overarching thing. And I'm happy that I have that. It's a very unique stylistic thing, but like what happens if I just sit down with a guitar? Does that still come through? I think so, but it's hard to tell. Robotaki. Okay, love that. Have you ever run this setup on the road before? I guess yeah, I did kind of answer that, but yeah, it's like a version of this. Like I actually used to tour. Well, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but that Pelican down there is actually my road case. So I have like 3 of these, one of these. I'm not bringing any of these on tour, but yeah, I like it's basically like the laptop and then this and then a small sound card, and I'm able to do like a more structured version of this. This is more about improvisation. That one was more about like improvising the arrangements, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's kind of tricky. Sam, have you ever done one of the dance yourself clean nights in LA? No, I haven't. Although it is funny because I see my name on their posters a lot. I'm like, dudes, like I don't know. I'd play it if they had me, but it's funny because they're like playing my music, but it's like I'm right here, available. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question, but are you ever going to release the extended version of Armistice? Because I've only seen it in your YouTube and not any other streaming platform. No, probably not. I mean, I will. Actually, I'll put it up on the Patreon, but not like on Spotify or anything like that. It's like that's a whole nightmare. Oh yeah, the Angus and Julia Stone remix. Yeah, glad you guys like that. Oh, okay, so what, Freddie, no, you're all good. I don't think anybody had asked this yet. What's the model number in that synth underneath the JP08? Or do you mean this one? The JU06. So these are all, or do you mean this? I don't know. Anyway, this is the Novation launch control, just in case that's what you're asking about. It's JP08 and the JU06 and the TB03. These are all made by Roland. And, you know, they're basically like emulations of like, you know, very famous synths from the, you know, 80s and 70s. So, but like they're much smaller. For example, like the Jupiter 8, if you want to buy the original, it's first of all it's massive, but it's also like I want to say like 10 grand or something like that. So you can get this for $400 or 300 or whatever. And the JU06 is I think based off of either the Juno 60, which is up here, or the Juno 106. And this is based on the TB03, or the 303, which is a very famous like. Yeah, based on a very famous like synth from like Acid House days, stuff like that. Yeah, no, I would love to play that thing for sure. Oh wow, we've already been going for an hour 47. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get into some jams, and if you guys, yeah, let me know kind of what you want to hear, and then I'll try to create some arrangement of it. So I'm gonna take that guitar. No, that sounds bad. Wait, maybe. Good enough. Throw some reverb on it. Guitar kind of works. It's a little bit weird. Actually, why don't I just record something new? a great start right there. See, that's the thing, if you don't change it very often, that gets annoying. But yeah, anyway, I'm working on it. Do that. Oh, thank you, Freddie. Thank you, Freddie. I appreciate that. I really do. And congrats again. Steve's waiting. All right, I got you, Steve. I'll work towards it. Yeah, Preston. Yeah, it's like there's a lot happening, but I would love to kind of nerd out a little bit, show you how to do this, or show you what I'm doing, you know. like nerdy stuff and fun stuff for me, so I appreciate it. Yeah, her defense mechanism is super cute. Let me see if I can get the bow on the other camera. Hold on. This is pretty good. Yeah, Bo is not impressed. Actually, sorry, you guys probably can't even hear me. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Another Friday stream. Hope you all are staying safe and you know, keep washing your hands and all that fun stuff. Have a good night. See ya.
Oh, 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 yeah.
The part of the stream. So I haven't ended it yet because he's just being so cute. Like.